Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is the #1 anime podcast in the world. I'm your host, the one and only one, Fleeboy Jetson. And today I have my guy, Kennedy Forman and Benjamin Walker with me today. Let them know where they can find you at on social media, fellas.
You can find me on Facebook at the Blacktastic Podcast. Find me on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
That's what's up, Kennedy, where they can find you at.
You can always find me at I Can See the Future, 7 in the no E at the end of future on Twitter and Instagram.
Well, we have a whole lot to talk about today, y'all. I'm not even lying. So much happened within the week. We got the English dub trailer, Dan to Dan, that's scheduled for October 3rd, which got me hyped because this anime, right, fellas, could be released with subbed and dubbed at the same time. Fucking phenomenal, man. I'm in love with it. One chapter left in JJK. We're going to talk about that. Wistoria ends on the 29th. Transformers 1 has a crazy disappointing box office weekend, while Beetlejuice is still climbing to the top. Also, a new trailer for Red 1 and a whole bunch of new posters. Trailers dropped. We're going to recap Geek Week. Netflix dropped a bunch of bangers. Uzumaki, the anime, is coming out soon on Adult Swim. I can't wait for that. Lord of the Rings. If you're hyped for the new anime movie coming December 13th, we're going to talk about that. We got to talk about Thunderbolts. New trailer dropped today. Did it get you excited, or are you still on the fence like, it's going to be another Marvel flop? We'll talk about Deadpool and Wolverine becoming the 5th highest grossing comic book movie ever, passing the first Avengers movie, Agatha All Along. You know, we got to give our thoughts about that. Kyle Chandler is in talks to play Hal Jordan. They did a nice little thing for Batman Day. You know, he got his star. They did a Shadow the Hedgehog promo for him, things like that. We're going to talk about the Penguin else related to the Batman news. That also dropped over the weekend. And also the first teaser trailer for Batman Ninja versus the, what is it?
Yakuza.
The Yakuza League. Yeah, the Yakuza League, which I'm not too sure, but we'll talk about the state of play that's happening tomorrow at 3 PT. We'll talk about, you know, what we expect them to show or what we don't expect them to show. We're going to talk about updates on more than 20 upcoming PS5 and PSVR 2 games from the studio. We'll talk about Pokemon suing Power World. I'm not even going to lie. I told everybody it was coming when the first game first dropped. It's longer than I expected. But yes, the developers are suing Power World. We'll get into more of that. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero launched this full roster, and my God, is it a shit ton of characters to be excited for. It's going to be coming to you on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Steam on October 11th. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm is coming to smartphones. The generation we live in, huh? And Ghostface. The new DLC for Mortal Kombat 1 gives us a glimpse at his first fatality. And we got a whole bunch of stuff, like I said, from Buy or Sell. We're going to be talking about the Witcher anime, Magic the Gathering anime. We got, you know, a glimpse at Chopper from One Piece, told from Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2. We're going to also talk about the Twilight of Gods, Devil May Cry, Sakamoto Days, Arcane Season 2. It's so much, man. It's so much to talk about. So we're going to get right into it. Appreciate everybody for coming to the chat. Let me see. Ooh, Dark, what's good? How you doing, Dark? Joker, Juzo, Sage, Pluto, what's up? Steven, my guy Steven is in the building. A friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is here. How y'all doing? Sky, how are you doing, man? Welcome. Yona, how you doing? Everybody, please drop a like. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's get on with the show and let's talk about the English dubbed voice cast for Dan to Dan. right? AJ Beckley's is going crazy. He retweeted the trailer. That's when I seen it, and it sounds really, really good. I think voice acting for the dub is getting so much better over the years that it's almost becoming like a must to hear it, especially with the type of names and with them getting a lot of, exposure now. Voice acting has been becoming like a very big thing in the anime community, especially with the dub. Even a lot of top tier names are starting to like get into the genre and wanting to, get a piece of that pie. So, did y'all happen to see the trailer? And what did you think about it, Benjamin?
So saw the trailer. I actually thought, me personally, even though I grew up watching anime, starting watching anime with it being dubbed, with the Yu Yu Hakusho, the Kenshin, the Dragon Ball Z, the Sailor Moons, that nature, right? And then I started venturing off into the sub, and now I'm more of a sub watcher. But when dub is done good and the quality is good in the voice acting, dub anime is actually really good. And like when it's done correctly. So, and I listened to it, I saw it, and it sounds really good, man. And that's really good for the voice actors, that they're, be able to be more active, and like, cause a lot of people don't really, like sub. There's a large part of the anime community who still focus on dub, who still watch their anime on Adult Swim, who watch it dub. So, I'm excited for it.
I just don't like some of the people that criticizes others for, their preference of how they choose to watch anime. Like, oh, if you're watching dub, you're not watching it right. You're not a true fan. Ozzy, blasey. I just don't like that. I love sub and I love dub. Don't get me wrong. If it's a choice, I'm gonna go with dub. But if if I want to stay up to date with the anime and I don't want to get spoiled, of course I'm gonna watch sub. But Kennedy, let me know your feelings on the trailer and how do you feel about the dubbed voice acting for this new anime?
Well, personally, I actually didn't catch the new trailer, but when it comes to dub voice acting, I agree with Ben. When it is done right, I really enjoy it because I did grow up, just like him. I grew up with dub voice acting with Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Yu-Gi-Oh, Detective Conan, all that stuff on Toonami and Adult Swim. Um, me in particular, my preference is subbed. And the way I like to think about it is when they are originally making it, it comes from the manga. Most of the time they work with the manga creator. So when it's in sub, it is, I guess, as crazy as you think about it, it is in its purest form. That's how it's supposed to sound. When it comes to the US, it has to go through translators. It has to go through it because it's not one-to-one translations. They have to kind of make it go to where it fits with the slang of where you are. So what they say in Japan might not necessarily mean the same thing as where it is here. So it might be lost in translation. So even though a lot of people might not like watching subbed because they don't want to read the subtitles, I like watching that because you get it in its purest form because that's how it was meant to be seen and meant to be consumed. If it is done really well and they have really good translators, I will enjoy it. But as Ben said, but subbed is what I will go to 95% of the time.
Okay. Let us know in the chat, heroes and villains. What do you prefer to watch your anime? Dubbed or subbed, man? Type in the chat and let us know. Let's go on to the next topic. Only one chapter left until the end of JJK manga. This is big news, man. I'm a little conflicted on if I should drop the Adam MacArthur interview that day. Kennedy, can you let us know exactly what day is the final chapter coming out? I think it's what,
Um,
Thursday?
I think no, it's next Sunday.
Next Sunday?
Yes.
What do y'all
So I
think? Should I
think
drop
it's
that Adam MacArthur for that? Cause y'all know we did the interview with Yuji Ichidori, voice actor Adam MacArthur, aka Ninja Mac. So let me know if y'all think we should drop the interview next Sunday when they release the final chapter, or if we should just hold that off to, sometime in the future. Let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, this right here is, a bittersweet moment because we just had My Hero and now we got JJK ending. So do you think, I'm gonna ask you two heroes a question, right? Do you think that they can probably squeeze 2 more seasons out of JJK, or do you think the next season will be the last one?
it. It's this last part is really long, so it'll probably be
A 2-parter?
because maybe it's kind of like
Three-parter.
it's kind of like season 4 of Attack on Titan, where it went
just about
on
to
for
say
like
Attack on Titan.
4 different parts because it was like the Shibuya arc, and then it's basically one big finale. So it could go on for 4 parts, it could go on for 5 parts because it is a very long section, and then it just leads into an ending. It's just one big chunk for the end. It's not like an arc into an arc into an ending. It's just it went from the Shibuya arc, and then the last arc, it's just really long. So it could be
So we
be
could
one
get 2 more seasons, or even more.
it could be 2 seasons cut into 2 parts. It could be 1
parts.
season cut into 4 parts, or it depends on how they want to do it. It could be
I think
it could be
yeah.
2 I would say 2 seasons cut into 2 parts and then end on a movie.
I could see that happening. So you think altogether we'll get 4 seasons of JJK? Would you be?
Because
Would you be?
it's such a long thing.
If we got 4 seasons, and let's say 2 or 3 movies, would you be satisfied with that and the run of JJK? Because this is something new that we're starting to get, where these animes are becoming so good, but a lot shorter than what we're used to. The 700,000-800,000 something episodes of some of these iconic animes, they're getting a little shorter. So are you satisfied with that, or would you like to see more, maybe a prequel, a spin-off?
I mean, the length of the anime doesn't really matter. It depends on how well they tell it and whether they have all the pieces and they can structure the story well, because they can take out parts, they can put in parts that aren't actually in the manga, and if it messes it up, then people will be unsatisfied. So it all depends on how they structure it and how well they actually execute the manga. So it can be as long as they want it to be, or how short they want it to be, but it all depends on the execution.
Ben.
I was about to say they could go the Attack on Titan route with how they not their first ending, because we know how that ended. It caused an uproar and he had to come back with another one. But how they split theirs up, they had Attack on Titan finale, part 4, then they had part 4, part 1, then finale, this and that. So I'm thinking that 4 more seasons of JJK and 2 movies will be enough.
So you think altogether we'll get 6 seasons of JJK and 2 movies?
Yeah, because even though I'm not caught up on the manga, I'm maybe about a couple of chapters behind on where the current events are at this point. It is a lot. It is a lot of content. After season 2, Shibuya arc, like Kennedy just explained, it is a lot of stuff and a lot of characters being involved.
Like, this is really no spoiler. It's basically a big tournament, a big game, a lot of characters involved, a lot of new characters. So a lot of pieces going on, a lot of planning. So it needs a lot of storytelling to be done.
And for this
Okay.
and for this manga to be ending, and people got to remember, JJK is one of the best manga of all time. It trounced One Piece for at least about like a month in serial and just how many millions of copies were being sold. So for this to be ending as big as it was, it goes to show you that the new guard of anime, these new guard of mangaka, they're not bullshitting around. They're gonna do their dream, do their story, and then be done. They're not pussyfooting. So
I respect it. Me, I'm gonna go ahead. If I was to say, I'll say 4 seasons, 2 more movies, something like that. Maybe a movie in between 3 and the 4th season, and a movie after everything's done. I'm not sure, but I hope, like Kennedy said, whatever they do, whatever route they decide to go, whether it's 4 seasons, 8 seasons, I hope just they give us one great story that, filler free, bunch of action that we love to see, and something, that's gonna stand the test of times in the anime community. Now, going on to what I believe is one of the, underdogs of great animes this season, Wistoria. Wand and Shield is scheduled for its final episode September 29th. Now, everybody, if you haven't watched this, I recently just put out an interview with Aaron Michaels. He is Julius from the show. We got another one coming out, or you can catch it right now on President's Roads with Jim Ferranda. He is, I think, Worker, something like that. Workner, excuse me. He's Workner in the anime as well. This anime, I started off doing it just out of research and quickly fell in love with it. If you love Black Clover, it's basically the same person who created Black Clover. It's a great anime, bright colors, great storytelling, great characters,
amazing animation.
Amazing animation
Great
and fight scenes. It's really, really good, and it's coming to an end. Heroes, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go ahead and see it. Kennedy, real quick, tell me what you love most about Wistoria, or what you dislike most about it.
Oh, I really love the show. I read the manga a long time ago, and when I saw that it was getting an adaptation, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And when I first saw it, the music is incredible. The fighting is great. It first reminds me of Ninja Kamui, where it like has the great animation, but then it doesn't cut into the 3D animation. It really shows the strength that Will has, because he doesn't have the magic. Every time he's in the dungeon, he gets stronger and stronger. He builds up that experience, and he fights all these demons, and he's just able to boom, and it's just amazing how they're able to, because usually with certain shows they have to make sacrifices in certain spots, either in the choreography or
Animation,
or in the animation, but it's just top notch in everything, and it's just a great show. You said it was made by the same guy who made
Black Clover.
By Black Clover, but the only thing that you can compare it to with Black Clover is there's one guy who does not have any magic. There's no, I want to be the Wizard King. My best friend is my mortal rival. It's everything is basically a different story, which I absolutely love.
Kennedy, thank you so much on that. In the chat, right? Shout out all the heroes in the chat before I get to my guy Ben. Bishop, what's good with you? Starfire, how you doing? They say it was kind of boring. I understand where you coming from with that, because at first it starts off a little slow, but it does pick up. I say don't give up on it. I say don't give up on it. You might like it. Pluto was good with you. Juzo, I see you in the chat. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Ben.
Juzo says they need to make a season 2. I'm pretty sure it's already confirmed for a season 2.
Yeah,
It's already greenlit.
Yeah, if it's not, we'll definitely talk about it some more after it goes. We're spoiler alert. Well, this ain't a spoiler alert, but we are interviewing the main characters soon here on the channel. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That interview will be, out soon. Hopefully, cross your fingers. We're already in talks with the voice actor. So hopefully we can get him on the show. Big shout out to my guy, Bingus. Going to Benjamin now, excuse me. Tell me what you like most about it or what you disliked about it.
I'll tell you what I most like about it is Will's his just pure determination and drive. Like it's like he walks around and people are still laughing, still haven't accepted him. Even after they seen what he did in the magical tournament, they're still laughing, still not willing to accept. But he still is willing to keep moving forward, keep holding his head up, and like, you know what? I'm still gonna do what I said I was gonna do. See my friend in the tower. That's what I'm gonna do. What I dislike, there were some episodes where it was kind of slow, where it would ramp up and then it'll just slowly come here for maybe like 2 episodes, and then it'll come right back up here. That's probably about it. But I mean, that's with all type of shows, right? It's kind of hard to keep a steady, straight line of just pure, it's just, ups and downs are going to happen with the show. But I recommend it to everyone if you haven't watched it. And like Kennedy said, the only thing that's compared to a Black Clover is that it's a guy with no magic. There's no Black Bulls. He has no group. He has no group of, guys that's with him. They're trying to kind of set that up, but it's not the same.
And I'm gonna keep it 100, not to cut you off, but something that I clearly thought about just now that I disliked about the show was, remember I was telling y'all, I'm currently watching the dub version of Wistoria, and I'm at episode 8. Shall we date? I did not like that episode for multiple reasons. I think they leaned a little too heavy on the, gag of his roommate and the girl and him taking bubble baths with the dude. Like it was just a whole lot of fuckery going on that I didn't really like.
Well,
it threw me out the episode.
There's a reason for that.
And doesn't his roommate sound like a girl? Is she like
like I can there's a theory, and I can tell you if you want.
Oh no, I can tell you. I'll watch it.
No, I mean they don't go. Here's the thing: they don't go over in the show, and they don't even really go over in the manga. So I could just tell you if you want. Like
tell me, yeah, put me on.
Okay, there's a theory that because Ellery is in the tower, she has one of her clones as the as his roommate. And that's his girl. That's why every
clone.
That's why every time they see her, she's constantly asleep, so that she's constantly with him as the roommate.
Oh, that's why they were so protective. That's actually that would be a cold theory.
That's why the roommate says, "I love him more than you ever could."
Yeah, because it threw me off. Because remember in the beginning of the show, they said something about his roommate, and he was like, "Oh, he does? Or are we close?" Or something like that.
And when you get to the very end, there will be something that really supports that when you see another power that he has.
Okay. On other news, man, we want to take it real quick.
Oh, Fleet. You wanted to talk about the Naruto Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cover.
Ah, yes. Did y'all happen to see the variant cover with Donatello and Naruto in the Nine-Tails chakra cloak? My God, let me tell y'all something. If I wasn't hyped for this series, I am super hyped now. I don't know what's going to go on. I don't know if they're going to find some dimensional or get pulled into some new reality. I don't know what's going to go on or how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are going to link up with Naruto and the crew. But I am so hyped just to visit Konoha again with these legendary ninjas on top of more legendary ninjas. So this is pretty dope. Let me know if y'all seen the cover with Donatello and Naruto on it. Kennedy, did you see it? And what do you expect will come from the comic? Also, the comic
no,
is going to be
that.
released
That
November
cool.
13th. November 13th,
Yeah.
the comic will be released. I forgot to say that. So you ain't see it yet?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
that sounds.
man.
Let me see
I
if I
saw,
can
I saw
show
the
you.
one.
Let me see
Okay,
if I can show
I
you
saw
real
the
quick.
one from before. I didn't know there was a new one.
Yeah, let me show you. Hold
Um,
on. It's a variant cover. You know, with comic books, bro, just to sell more.
Yeah,
Right,
there's
this new
always
one's
there's
fire,
always
bro.
like 16 variants so that they could sell
Mhm.
multiple copies. But I can most likely the story will start from the Teenage Mutant Ninja
I'll
Turtles
put it in
side.
the chat.
They're probably going to do like some sort of experiment. Oh shit, that's dope.
That look,
That's
Naruto looks
It's
clean.
pretty hard.
Naruto
Yeah.
looks so cold, bro.
They're probably going to be doing some sort of experiment, maybe fighting Krang or Splinter, and
I
they're
hope it's
probably
Splinter
going
at
to,
least.
or not Splinter, Shredder. My bad.
Shredder.
Shredder.
Yeah, that's why I meant
Yeah.
Shredder.
And they're their whole goal probably in the beginning of the comic will probably be trying to start open this dimensional hole and trying to gain some sort of ultimate power, and they start to fight them and they all fall in and they go into the Naruto universe and they have to find a way to get back home, and maybe Shredder teams up with Madara or something.
I was
or
just
the
about to
Akatsuki
say
and
that
stuff like-
every time there's a crossover, it's one of the villains from this respective team and another villain from the other. So who do y'all think are gonna team up? Who do you villain wise? And also y'all can chime in the chat. Who do you think the Turtles villain will be, and who do you think they team up with to take on the Turtles and Team 7 or the Chunies at this stage?
I think it'll be Shredder and maybe Orochimaru. Can you imagine if they taught Shredder how to use chakra?
Oh man.
Him doing jutsu?
Yeah, Bishop, I agree, Bishop. It might be Orochimaru. I agree with you and Kennedy. Orochimaru and I think Shredder. Shredder will be the only answer, bro. He will be the only answer unless you do something else. I just don't really see it. But Benjamin, who do you think your two villains will be? Are you consent? Are you going with the Shredder and Orochimaru?
The Shredder and Orochimaru one, that is really kind of cold. That is cold, especially if they do pre-time skip Naruto before the Boruto stuff. That would be cold. Man, I would probably say maybe Shredder and maybe Gara. Maybe Shredder and Gara maybe team up and do something. Before Gara turned good, where they could probably do they can probably set it up right in the tuning exams or something, or like it's a big tournament and Shredder and Gara come together or something, or
Krang and
But-
Orochi?
It could be like a team up. It could be Shredder.
Oh, Raymond, I like that.
Shredder and Orochimaru, and then Krang and Kabuto.
I'm going with
The guys with the brains.
Yeah, I'm for sure going with Orochimaru. Orochimaru got to fit this story. I just could see him in it already with,
fit perfectly, man.
Yeah, he fits perfectly in this story. Shredder got to be in it somehow, some way, whether a continuation of the story or him starting off because of that. But let us know in the comment section, who do you feel like are going to be the two villains to team up to take on Naruto and the crew and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And now let's go to the movies. Staying with animation, though, and the box office, Transformers opens up with $25 million domestically. And I believe the first day it only opened up with like 9 million, something like that. Man,
That's not great.
This is a huge flop for a Transformers movie. Now, I know everybody talks shit about Michael Bay movies, but at least his movie sold money. especially overseas. Overseas,
That's why they made so many of them.
exactly. They were still bringing in that money. Now, I heard the movie's good for the most part.
Oh yeah, that's what confuses me. It's like you'd think that just the brand of Transformers would at least bring a lot more, but then you'd think word of mouth, because a lot of people are saying it's a great movie, like one of the best Transformer movies so far, like of all time, besides like the one from the 80s, but it like didn't do very well.
Yeah, that's what I don't get either, because it's like you said, to echo your statement, word of mouth on top of great casting, on top of great animation, on top of great storytelling would just say, yo, hey, this is it. But then you got to think about the competition. You got Beetlejuice that's coming out of nowhere like a marketing storm. Their marketing for this movie was just brilliant. You see them all over car insurance commercials, fast food restaurants. They're everywhere for Beetlejuice. And you know, with Halloween right around the corner, this is the perfect movie to go take the kids to go see, things like that. And it's one of the reasons why it beat Transformers in the movie theaters. Now, you know, because they're both like in that range of like, hey, we do, you know, most adults, they already seen the first Beetlejuice. So they're kind of looking at it like, oh, we taking the kids to the movie theaters. I want to see what this movie is about. I don't want to go see no Transformers. Let's go take them to see Beetlejuice. And so I can have a little experience as well with my inner child and what I, you know, that part. Now, as far as Beetlejuice and other movies that's in the theaters right now, like Deadpool and Wolverine, they still chucking it. They just became the 5th grossing superhero movie of all times, surpassing the Avengers. We just talked about it in the intro. We might as well get to it now. But out of these 3 movies, which one are you really going to go see? If you haven't seen Deadpool or Wolverine, you're going to check that out. If you haven't seen Blue Beetle, you're going to check that out. And Transformers is probably dead on your list. So, you know.
I have it backwards with you. If it's the adults, they're probably the Transformers fans because they grew up with Transformers in the 80s when it originally came out, and they would want their kid. They probably have the toys, they probably have the comics, they grew up with the cartoons, they probably saw all the movies when Michael Bay originally made them. So yeah, they saw Beetlejuice when it originally came out, but I feel like it they didn't necessarily go that hard in marketing when Beetlejuice did, but because Beetlejuice came out over 30 years ago. Transformers has had so many movies constantly coming out. Plus, Transformers is a worldwide brand. They have toys, they have cartoons coming out. They shouldn't necessarily need marketing. It's for kids, it's for adults that were originally, you know, the fans. So it shouldn't have needed all the marketing, which is why that's why I'm surprised that it had such a low opening weekend. My guess is the last Transformers movie, the Rise of the Beast, left such a sour taste in everybody's mouth that this one, people are like, I'm probably going to wait until I hear if it's better. And people are saying that they like it, but I don't think that it should have needed so much marketing.
Well, like I'm gonna keep it 100 with you now. It's ugly because we never seen in box office history a movie drop lower than like 55 in its second weekend. So this movie is gonna drop about anywhere from 60 to 70% from 25 million. So we're talking about next week's box office being like $10 million or less for this movie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
with
an opening budget of, even though the budget was only 75 million, but still with the marketing and all that,
it should have been a smash hit. It's such a small budget, good cast. Apparently, it's a good story. it should have made so much more of it, so much profit.
It should have. I'm gonna say I'm surprised too that it hasn't made that much money. And like from what you said, Kennedy, I think it's a plethora of things. I think Beast Wars left a lot of sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. Everybody was ready and hyped up for that, but waiting for that, and for it to underwhelm a lot of people. That can do away too. And also, it's because it's not a Michael Bay Transformers movie.
I don't
You
think
know,
Rise of the Beast was either, right?
The last few
The last
have
one wasn't.
never been
Or
his.
Bumblebee.
He's a producer on them, so they attach his name to it.
Oh.
He doesn't direct them. They attach his name as a producer.
All right. Well, moving on. We're gonna stick with some more anime stuff. There's something I forgot, man, because it's a little under the radar, but this is turning out to be one of the creepiest, almost dare I say scariest animes I have ever seen. Now, I don't know what this anime is about. It's called Uzumaki, which threw me off because the first time you hear Uzumaki, you automatically think about Naruto. But the anime is called Uzumaki. It premiered September 28th on Adult Swim with Abby Trott, Christina V, our boy that we just dropped the interview on, Doug Stone, and more. So it got a great voice acting crew, right? It's gonna be on Max, so off rip is gonna come out on dubbed automatically. My thing is, what are we about to get into? What? And it's like 5 days away, bro. What are we about to jump in? And I'm gonna ask the heroes on the panels right now, right? 10 being the highest, 0 being the lowest. How good do you think this anime is gonna be?
I've just seen the title. I've seen the cover. I don't really know anything about what it's about. It just looks like a horror story, a horror type of manga, horror type of. I'm not really sure, but depending on
give it a prediction.
what it is,
just give a number. Throw a number out.
7. I'll just give
7?
it that.
Benjamin, give me a number.
So I haven't really read a lot of Uzumaki. I've seen some of the art in Uzumaki, and man, it is some of the creepiest, craziest art you see. And for that to be an anime, you'd be like, I mean, there's grotesque heads and deformities, and it's just you bugs crawling out of skin. It's just crazy. So if they do, they said it's going to be on Adult Swim, correct? Adult Swim,
on
not Crunchyroll,
Adult
right?
Swim, and the next day on Max.
For it to be on an Adult Swim, this actually can be really good. So I'm going to say an 8 because it's also being dubbed, so that is going to bring a lot of new people, a different type of audience for it. So I'm gonna say an 8. I'm gonna be interested to see what this is about.
I'm gonna go out the window, man. I think, you know what? Let me put my parachute on, because I'm gonna jump out the window just with the voice cast that's been casted. You have great talent within Christina V and Abby, right? Two of the most biggest female voice actors in the game right now. One plays Harley Quinn. The other one's been in so much stuff, it's hard to even keep up with, right? And then you have the different type of animation, the different type of storytelling that we don't get from your usual anime that might resonate with some more adult, demographic. So, you'll hit this genre. I mean, this group, you'll hit, the mid-age group, and then hopefully you'll get, the ones that ain't supposed to be watching Adult Swim at 12 o'clock, the little 12 and 13-year-olds like myself, when I was that age, you'll have them probably catch the show, whatever, and like it. But this is shaping up to be a great series. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to jump out the window. I'm going to give it a 9. I'm going to give it a solid 9. And I'm even going to go out and say it might even be nominated for an Emmy or something, man. This looks like one of them. This looks like one of them animations that just come out of left field and smack you with some shit. So I'm gonna give it some praise. I'm gonna look forward to it. Heroes in the chat, let me know if you're watching Uzumaki this weekend on Max Adult Swim. I think that's the only thing holding it back is that, it comes out on Adult Swim and Max because nobody really has cable like that anymore. And only a few of us really have Max, like, the prime streaming service in everybody else is Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Netflix is like almost in every household. And then, others, but let's move along. I don't want to waste too much of y'all time. A new poster and trailer for Red One, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, and J.K. Simmons, was released. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I be thinking like Christmas movies are kind of cheesy sometimes. The old school ones is pretty dope, But this looking kind of good, man. I don't know why. I think this is gonna be one of those fun movies, not one of them movies where you're gonna, it's gonna win an Oscar or anything. But I think this is gonna be one of those fun, enjoyable family movies that's gonna be really funny, really great to watch. Matter of fact, in the chat, y'all, before I ask my heroes, right? Because I want to ask them their opinions on the trailer. I want to ask y'all if y'all seen the trailer, and if not, what's your favorite Christmas movie that you watch every year? That you like, yo, bro, this right here. Can I ask y'all a question? Does Batman count as Batman 2 count as a Christmas movie? With Catwoman
and Robin.
Huh?
It's Batman and Robin, I think.
No, it's Batman Returns with the Penguin and
is that the one?
Yeah. The third
Batman
one.
Returns?
Yeah, Batman
Okay.
Returns. That's the one in the winter. Does that count as a Christmas movie?
Yes.
No?
And Die
Yes.
Hard does too.
Yeah,
I'm going with Batman Returns as mine, man. I'm going with, but let me ask you, heroes, did y'all see the trailer and did y'all enjoy it? Did it bring a little more excitement to seeing the movie, or is it like, I'll catch it when I'll catch it? Kennedy, how you feel about Red One?
I liked it. Usually I roll my eyes every time I see The Rock because it seems like every few years there's a new actor that becomes that oversaturated guy. At first it was like Samuel L. Jackson, and then it was now it's The Rock. But it was a good trailer. I liked it was just really funny. It's like the new this generation's like Jingle All the Way with Arnold.
Arnold
Schwarzenegger. It didn't like hype me up like, oh, I got to catch that day one. It's like you said, I'll catch it when I catch it. But Chris Evans, he played his part really well as kind of like the straight guy. And of course J.K. Simmons, I just love him playing his part. So it looks very interesting. It's not like very cringe. So yeah, I liked it.
You know what it reminds me of too, now that I put some thought into it? How many of y'all seen the animated Jack Frost movie where like they're stealing all the holidays or whatever? It felt like that because they captured Red One, which is Santa Claus. If you've seen the trailer, they call him the Red One. Mm-hmm. And then you see like the jack-o'-lantern in like a box in the trailer and them like stealing that too. So it reminds me, maybe somebody's going around stealing like, all the holiday, figures like the Easter Bunny, things like that. Benjamin, did you see the trailer and how do you feel about it?
Yeah, so I saw the trailer and I actually liked it. To be honest, I kind of like a premise was going on. Like they're taking, like you said, they're taking all of the types of different type of character. Like I seen Krampus. They, like you said, they might get the Easter Bunny. I seen they had a jack-o'-lantern in their hand. So it looking like they're getting all the holiday figures and just taking them away. So there's no more holidays. Mm-hmm. I also like J.K. Simmons, and my favorite part of the entire trailer was the bear, bro. The polar bear, bro. That was my favorite part of the whole trailer, bro. He just I see you like that. I like. Okay, yeah. This might be actually kind of funny.
I just like that one little line when they're in the toy shop. He's like, "Make sure you get the car," and he grows the little convertible. And Chris Evans is like, "Do you guys have a Wonder Woman action figure?" And he's like, "Doesn't work like that."
I like when
I'm sure it does work like that.
Yo, remember when he did the boxing robots? He's like, "Get to work," and them just popped up and started boxing them. This movie looks like it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to take my kids to go see it, man. Moving on to other movies. Also, the first poster, poster and trailer for the Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim, whatever it's called.
War of the Rohirrim.
Rohirrim has been out. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the animation, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't feel like this should have been a feature-length movie. I do feel like this could have been a series or even something that could have went straight to the streaming services. I don't know if it's gonna do good in theaters, but you got to keep in mind there is a huge community for Lord of the Rings out there. Even though we're getting some bullshit on Prime right now, there's still a huge community out there that loves the books, the original trilogy, even the third trilogy that came. There's a lot of people that support Lord of the Rings, so I wouldn't be surprised if this actually does very well in the box office. But Kennedy, did you see the trailer and poster, and how did you feel about it?
I did. It looks interesting. I saw the trailer. I wish it was still about her dad, the actual main character that was in the book, where because she doesn't even have a name. They basically made up her name and it's like, let's make her the main character.
So they try to force the John to switch on us.
Basically, it's like her father is Helm Hammerhand. That's what named Helm's Deep, and in the appendices, they just mentioned that he has a daughter. She has no name, and I'm pretty sure there was an interview, and they're like, she's an unknown daughter. Let's give her something to do. Let's give her some agency. And it seems like they're making her the star of the movie. It's like, how about make the guy who can kill an army with one punch the star of the movie? Because that sounds like something that I'd want to see. But yes, there is a big community, a huge fandom for Lord of the Rings, especially when they hear that Peter Jackson and his writing partner were involved with this, especially when they got ghosted for Rings of Power. So that would push them even farther to see this. But who knows what the actual outcome, the actual full product of this movie will be. But we'll just have to see when it comes out.
And it will be in theaters December 13th. And I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that November 15th is when Red One will be released in theaters. Benjamin, did you see the trailer for the new Lord of the Rings or poster? I really did like that artwork on that poster, though. That joint, that's what I'm saying, bro. It could have been a dope anime series, pushed. I still want that, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Prime, you want to make some money? You want to cut out that big ass budget? Y'all putting $100 million into this crap that y'all got going on. No, I think it was $1 billion, right?
$5 billion.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. Bro, let me get y'all money, man. I'll make y'all some shit, man. Give me the money, and I'll make y'all a couple of great animes for that'll do just about as the same numbers as that crap would do. But Benjamin, how did you feel about the poster and the anime that was the movie that was released?
I never did get the answer, but Die Hard is my favorite Christmas movie. Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay, but Die Hard. But so I seen the poster and the trailer, and I mean, it looks good. It does look good. I can't even lie. I agree with the both of y'all that I feel like that this should have been a series instead of a movie. I feel also like you, Kennedy. I feel like why not focus on the main character of the show? You know, the main guy of the
Dabs.
show, and not try to, push this. Now, if it's good, hey, I'm all for it. But if they're doing this just to push a narrative, 9 times out of 10, we've seen that not work so well with a lot of shows that try to push a thing and they don't let it be a story and just flesh it out. They just try to push this narrative. Um, but
Because there's a simple thing that they could do where if there's an unknown daughter that is unknown, like she doesn't really exist, they could give her a bit of, background story in his movie. And then once people get to know her, then give her her own movie in a second one if people like it, but still make it about her father, the actual main character. Go ahead, Ben.
you know, I don't know how really this is gonna do in theaters. Um, like we just talked about, there is a gigantuan fandom for Lord of the Rings. Um, Amazon Prime, they're just printing money and wasting it with what they're doing with the Rings of Power right now, messing up one of the most iconic characters in his origins. And so hopefully this would do good in theaters. It looks good. The trailer looks nice. It looks good. Peter Jackson is attached to it, so we'll see.
All right, moving on. Moving on. Me personally, I'm not too hyped for this. I'll see it whenever I get a chance. This probably might be one of the things I watch on iWeb TV on the low. Sorry, but true indeed. But it just might be one of those. But I tell you what, I am going to the movies to go see. I don't, whether it's a flop or not. Everybody knows I'm a huge Marvel fan. Anytime these Marvel movies come out, I treat it like an event. I stop everything. I go out Thursday night when the movies release, premiere, and have myself a good time. Whether it's with myself or with my family. Some movies, I take myself. Some I bring the families on. Really depends on the Marvel title, to be honest with you. This one I'm going by myself or with my friend Nick, and that's to go see Thunderbolts. Now, Thunderbolts is supposed to be, Marvel's Suicide Squad, if say, right? It's a team of misfits that, had it rough in the last couple of movies in the MCU. They come together for a common goal to defeat a common enemy. But I think this movie is going to be a little more than just that for some reason. I think there's a lot going on. And from rumors, they're saying this is the next Avengers team. Part of it. They say most of these characters joined the Avengers after this movie. And I'm pretty sure, they have a fallout with, what's the one who recruits them, Val? I think, yeah, I think Val is the one who recruits them. I think they more or less have a fallout with her at the end of the movie and join the Avengers. My time to shine, hellos, basically reported that. But getting back to just the trailer alone, it did more for me than the last trailer did. Like, this gave me a little bit more. Now, I'm going to still go out here and say I don't like too much on how they try to lean on the comedy of the Red Guardian. I don't want him to be like, throughout the whole movie, like the punching bag or the butt of the jokes, or I don't know. It just, something gives me a little cringy feeling about that when I hear his interactions with some of the other characters sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I love the way Bucky looked in here. And I love the way Taskmaster looks. Even though I'm still not happy with, her origins and what they made her out. But it is what it is. It's the MCU. We got to work with whatever they throw at us these days. You feel what I'm saying? Unless we're going to start boycotting these movies, they're not going to change too much. But I really didn't like what they did with the Taskmaster at all. At all. I hate what they did with Taskmaster. One of my favorite villains. of all time, but like I would say he's like fifth on the list. Doctor Doom is head over heels above him, and so is Magneto and Thanos and a whole bunch of others. But he's up there, and I think he's a really cool looking character. So I like what they did with his outfit in this one, and I also like what they did with Ghost. Love what they did with Ghost. I think she's gonna be probably one of my favorite in the movie, just off of her power set alone, and just how badass she could be. So, what was the new Black Widow? I think she's cool. I think her hairstyle looks pretty fucking stupid in this, to be honest. I don't know why they did that to her or made her look like that. Sentry, they went with the recasting of Sentry. Thank God they did. You feel what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I fuck with old boy, man. What was his name? Invincible. He plays Invincible. I love him, man. He's cool, but I just don't think he was the Sentry. You feel what I'm saying? I just honestly don't think he would have been the right casting for the Sentry. So I'm excited to see the Sentry in this movie, but overall, I'm hyped for the movie. The trailer got me a little more hyped for it, and it did a little more than the last one, but there's still a lot of ifs with this movie. And there's still a lot of, disappointment with the MCU. Don't get me wrong, Deadpool and Wolverine kind of eased a lot of people's nerves that was kind of like scared where the MCU was going, but still, I don't think it was enough for certain fans to be like, hey, man, I'm back on board. You feel what I'm saying? So
One
I think
movie isn't enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's enough. No matter how much money it made, no matter how good it was, no matter how bad it was, some people might say, I don't think that one movie, Hugh Jackman, was enough to get people back on the MCU train. So this movie will be, I feel like, the deciding factor, especially when you got the next one being Captain America Brave New World. Because it's not like we're getting some big spectacle Marvel movies next. No, we're getting more grounded Marvel movies before we reach something like the Fantastic Four or Avengers or something like that. But Benjamin, did you see the trailer and how did you feel about the Thunderbolts?
So I saw the trailer. I'm interested to see how all these characters are going to interact with one another. One of the trailers I saw was the Black Widow Yelena when she was going to the Red Guardian's door, and he asked. I didn't honestly. I did not like that interaction. Uh, Me personally, I like the Red Guardian's character and the fact that they make him more of a, like you said, more of a butt of a joke character with that. I really don't like that. I hope they don't do that because he's really OP. Um, I didn't like her hair, like you said. I wish they would have kept the long blonde hair. That she when she was making the joke with Black Widow about the flip when she does the flip thing. That was the thing. That was a I don't know why they decided to do that. Like the Taskmaster outfit. Hated how they did the character. We all hated it. Who doesn't hate it? But I liked it. Like you said, I liked the ghost. I liked it. I liked the fight scene there. That was pretty dope. Pretty cool. Um, I like U.S. Agent. I like the U.S. Agent in Falcon and Winter
John
Soldier.
Walker.
The fact that yeah, I fucks with U.S. Agent, man.
Isn't that
He's
Russell
dope, man.
Crowe's son? Isn't that like Russell Crowe's son or something like that?
The actor, I'm not really sure.
The actor. I'm not sure. I think it is. I'm not sure, but
now that you said something, when I'm thinking about looking, I'm like, he look kind of like him a little bit.
Let me Google that.
But I like U.S. Agent, man. The fact that he has the Captain America shield and pulls out a gun afterwards, like I think that's pretty badass. So I'm excited to see how they're gonna do that, how the writing in the movie is gonna be. Because if the fight scenes and action, all that's good, and the writing is fucked up, then it's a waste of a movie. So
yeah, Walt Russell.
Wow, man, that's pretty dope. Okay, so yeah, I'm interested to see how they're gonna do this and how they're gonna fit this into the MCU because, like you said, they're introducing. They're like either if some of these characters are gonna be part of the Avengers, we already know at least one of them is going to be, and that's Yelena, because she's gonna fill that Black Widow role. So how they're gonna fit that into this movie, I gotta see.
pretty dope. Kennedy, how did you feel about the trailer? And do you think the movie will break the Marvel curse?
See, I think with how many, and this is just me personally, with how many bad, both box office bad and how bad storytelling wise Marvel movies, with how little interest it's been going down, I think it'll need at least like 4 or 5 consecutive.
I agree with you. I feel like the next, all the way to Secret Wars, I feel like you got to smash it all the way to Secret Wars. That way everybody feels comfortable with this soft reboot. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like if we have like Deadpool and Wolverine, people are like, okay, is this one just an outlier? We would need what is it? We would need the Captain America movie to be great. Not just for it to make money, we would need it to be a great movie. We would need then the Thunderbolts to be a great movie. Then we would need Spider-Man to be a great movie. Then just everything in a row to be like, okay, it looks like they're turning things around, maybe remaking things on the inside, getting better people to make these movies, getting better writers, better directors. But if it's just kind of spotty on their record, the interest is not going to go up, and it's probably still going to decrease or stay stagnant. When it comes to the trailer,
go ahead, go.
I was just going to say, when it comes to the trailer, I also saw that Kate Bishop was in the trailer from Hawkeye.
Oh, I didn't even see her.
I didn't see her in that.
Yeah, for a split second, you see her with the bow and she shoots up.
No, that was Ghost.
No, that was Kate Bishop.
That was Kate Bishop? For real?
Yeah.
I thought that was Ghost shooting Taskmaster Arrow in that fight scene.
I thought that was Kate, but it looked like her from the
I think that
Hawkeye
was
show.
Ghost. I think that was Ghost.
No, Ghost had the white mask. Kate Bishop,
yeah, but she takes off her mask. She's light skinned like that. Let me actually see. Go ahead, finish talking.
The only part that really, I could be totally mistaken.
It's all right. We'll double check.
The only part that really interests me was the John Walker part. Him, looking at the picture of his friend, thinking back to when he first became the new Captain America, becoming a super soldier, and starting to move forward. And it's just like, that was the only part that really interested me, because it's like he seems to be the only serious character, because we don't really see any emotions from the masked characters. I don't really, like you guys said, I don't like the I don't like the interplay between Red Guardian and the what'd you say your name was? Yelena. Was it just me, but did Bucky look kind of weird? Like his hair made his face look kind of small.
He looks he looks slim, like he's like slimmer, like sleek, and like I don't know.
Like he had long hair, but it made his head look small. It was really weird, but not a lot excited me. But the seriousness of John Walker is like that backstory could be cool.
Yeah, that was Ghost. That was
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's 100% Ghost. I was about to say Kate Bishop in that joint. I was about to get even more hype. But I do agree with you.
I only thought that because of the bow and arrow.
Nah, yeah, she probably took Taskmaster's bow and arrow. But what I'm trying to say, right, is that I agree with you. It's going to take a multiple amount of Marvel movies to get people on the train of I'm gonna trust that this is gonna be a great movie. Even though people are still gonna watch some of these movies, and maybe not some, but I was watching a podcast earlier, right? Well, I always watch John Campea to stay up on some of the movie news because all he reports is Deadline, Variety, stuff like that, right? And he was saying that that when Kevin Feige got the reins back and he did multiple reshoots for Daredevil, he made them do Daredevil all over again because he wasn't happy with it. He did multiple reshoots for that. He did multiple reshoots for Thunderbolts, and he did multiple reshoots for Captain America. And when I mean multiple, I'm talking about millions of dollars worth of reshoots, right? Like basically like scrapped half of the shit that he didn't enjoy or didn't like from those 3 projects. Only those 3 projects. Thunderbolts, Captain America Brave New World, and Daredevil. That gives me some type of hope that he looked at it and was like, nah, we can't do this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't care how much money
they also do screen tests, and it's like it tests poorly with audiences. So it's like we have to reshoot what didn't do well.
Yeah, they said they shot damn near all of Born Again over. Almost damn near all of it. Almost scrapped the whole series. And also most of Captain America Brave New World. Now they kept some of
They should have gotten the original showrunner for Daredevil.
Yeah, that's what they should have did. That would have been the best choice because, but not even, I'm going to keep it 100 with you with Daredevil, right? Not to go off track. Heroes and villains, stay with us for a second. Not to go too far off track, but I did feel like Netflix Daredevil was slowly declining as far as like quality goes. I felt like the show was getting worse by season 3. You feel what I'm saying? Like season 2 and 1, I felt like was really good. Season 2 was with the Punisher, right? When they introduced
season
John
2 was
Berthel.
with Punisher.
Yeah, I felt like that season was really strong, and I felt like season 1 was really strong. Towards the 3rd season, bro, I was falling asleep through episodes. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And by that time, we was already getting bullshit like Iron Fist and the Defenders and all that other goofy shit. It was like I was already like
season 1 of Daredevil is, in my opinion, hands down the best TV show Marvel has ever made.
I just told my boy Miz that. Miz, if you're watching, I'm not lying. Because he asked me, he was like, he's getting into the Marvel thing too. And he was like, yo, bro, I got WandaVision to watch. Basically all the Disney Plus shows, right? And I was like, did you finish X-Men 97? He's like, yeah. I was like, what about, he's like, I'm about to watch WandaVision. That way I can watch Agatha. I was like, did you finish Daredevil? He's like, nah, I seen it. Should I? I was like, yes. Daredevil for sure. Season 1 of Luke Cage for sure. Season 2 is kind of goofy to me, but season 1 is solid. Maybe season 1 and 2 of Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones was really fire on the low. I don't think that show gets enough credit, but that show, I felt like Jessica Jones was really fire.
Season 2 was okay. Season 1 was good.
Yeah, also in the chat, Laxis, Paul, what's good with y'all? I see y'all. Dark, what's good with you? Star, Dandy, how you doing? BK, I see you. Shout out to all our heroes in the chat. Appreciate y'all for joining in. Please don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost at 30. We need 9 more likes, man. Get us there, man. Thank y'all so much. Right now, we're discussing Thunderbolts trailer, and are we excited for the future of Marvel? And to be honest, I thought Captain America was coming first. No, May 2nd, 2025, we're getting the Thunderbolts. So it's our next Marvel movie outside of Sony, because next week we have Venom, which, let's go ahead and talk about Venom right now. The new trailer came out for that. And also we talked about Noel being in the new trailer. Let's talk about the new poster and also the popcorn bucket. It's like movie theaters are starting to do this popcorn bucket thing. And I really don't mind spending money as long as it's cool. And don't get me wrong, right? I collect both. I collect these. I collect, what do you call these shits?
Trash
the
cans?
The tin buckets. So I collect the tin buckets, right? But I also recently just got from Wolverine and Deadpool. I mean Deadpool and Wolverine, the drink and the bucket head back there, as you can see the zombie Deadpool. Now, it costs $45 with tax, almost damn near 50. The price is outrageous. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But if you're a collectible guy like myself, shit, big shout out to Nas in the chat. Man, I wanted the popcorn bucket so bad. I called his ass up like, yo, nah, let me hold it down, bro, skip. But, you know, big shout out to Nas. And, you know, and the Wolverine one was sold out before I even got there. And I went on a Thursday at a 5 o'clock showing. The earliest showing, I think, was at like 1. They was gone. Completely sold out. Wasn't coming back in restock. I even asked them, I said, hey, are y'all selling more tomorrow or the day after? They like, nah, we're done. I was so pissed off. I'm like, so it's really hard. And I think with the Venom popcorn bucket, it's gonna be the same way. If you don't go into that movie theater, when them doors unlock, you're not gonna get that Venom popcorn bucket. So just to let y'all know, for those who follow the Shinobi Pro League, I will not be streaming on that Thursday. I'll be going to get a popcorn bucket and watching Venom. But you seen the popcorn bucket? Any one of y'all?
No.
Yeah. I've seen the bucket.
Google it real quick, Kenny.
Yeah, I actually seen the bucket. It's actually kind of unique and kind of interesting. And I'm not gonna lie, it has the Venom with the, you know, the mouth open, and you know, it's actually pretty big when you actually look at it. When you see a picture of it, it looks actually like you gotta hold it with 2 hands, damn near. It's kind of unique and stuff. Me personally, I wouldn't buy it. But
is it this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
How the fuck do you put popcorn in that?
In the mouth.
In the mouth.
Look at this, Kennedy. It's about almost the same. And mind you, the pieces of this comes with like a repeller. The repeller, I haven't opened it, but it's inside here. And then you put the popcorn in the head, and look how big this shit is. So I do think that's what movie theaters are going to make money. And I'm not mad at them because, you know, they're selling out, they're becoming collectible items. Aliens just did it. I think what really set it off though was the Godzilla one. Because the Godzilla one sold out so fast and people were selling them for thousands of dollars online. People like, oh shit, what's this? You feel what I'm saying? Now everybody's trying to get
I think what set it off was the Dune one.
Dune one was one of the first, but the Godzilla one was showing people that it's profitable. You feel what I'm saying? That you can make money off of it.
I never heard of a Godzilla one. The big one that I saw was the Dune one.
Yeah, I seen Dune too. Yeah. It looks like
I seen the Godzilla one was crazy. I seen that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Godzilla one was selling for a lot of money on Amazon at one time. So I think people looked at that like, all right, let me start collecting these shits when they come out. Like all the people who got the Dune one, like you said, woo! They got something with them, to be honest with, because they got the ones who started the trend. So, you know, it's pretty dope. Let me know in the comment section, are you going to see Venom? And what did you think about the popcorn bucket? And would you buy a popcorn bucket if it was one of your favorite movies? All right, moving along to some more Marvel news. We kind of talked about this a little bit throughout the show. Deadpool and Wolverine has become the 5th highest grossing comic book movie ever, passing the Avengers. That's right, passing the first Avengers movie. And for this to be a rated R movie at that is phenomenal. This is one of the biggest W's that the Marvel banner has taken in a very long time. To be honest with you, well deserved. I feel like whenever you do a passion project and you get this type of outcome, it damn near puts you to tears. Because for those who don't know, Fox didn't want to make no fucking Deadpool movie. They didn't even want to revisit the character. Ryan Reynolds put his money together, put a team together, they leaked the script, and they leaked the test footage to get this thing to happen. The first movie, they only gave them a budget of what, 80 to 70,000? I mean, million?
Something like that. And it took them 10 years to start the project.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It took a while to get this project started and off the ground. So once you finally, I don't think it took 10 years. It took right after the Wolverine Origins, I want to say. Was
Wolverine Origins, but he wanted to do it, but they wouldn't do it for like 10 years. And so then that's when he leaked the test footage, and when Fox saw, they were like, oh, because they didn't think that the character would work. But when they saw the crowd reaction, they were like, well, now we have to do this.
Yeah, and they try to shit on him by giving them such a low budget that they end up making like almost $700 million out of a 70. Let me see how much, what the budget for Deadpool 1. You wouldn't fucking believe it if I told you what the budget was. $58 million was the budget. You know how much the money? You know how much money the movie made? $782.6 million.
That's a lot.
It ain't quadruple.
My God, quadruple. I don't even know the word for that. What's the word for that, chat? Like, because quadruple would be like 3 million. 300 million, because we're talking about 58. Let's just say 60. Double that will be 120. Triple that will be what? My God, that's a lot of money. And then let's see how much Deadpool 2 was. Deadpool 2 was a little more, 110 million. How much did it make? It made another $785.8 million. And now, Deadpool 3 worldwide box office is $1.33 billion.
That's crazy.
Isn't that, what was the budget? Let me see what the budget was for this. Let's see, on a Marvel project.
Man, this goes to show people, man. You put passion to a project, you can do stuff like this.
Oh, this was a big budget though. This was $250 million budget, making 1.3. So that's still a huge come up though.
That's still
a huge come up, man. You could take the $300
$100 million.
Huh?
They still made money.
They made a lot of money from this. So throughout the franchise alone now, we could say the franchise alone is almost reaching $3 billion.
Yeah. $1 billion franchise.
A $2.8 billion franchise we're talking about now. From somebody just repeated, and mind you, Ryan Reynolds wasn't that, high profile of an actor at that time. Like, you feel what I'm saying? He was doing little movies here and there, but he wasn't doing high profile. He wasn't as high profile as he is now. Now he has this huge franchise by him, by this character that he really believed in, and this franchise that really took off. Congratulations to this, man. Big W for Marvel. Do you think we'll see another $1 billion Marvel movie next year? We got Fantastic Four, we got Thunderbolts, and we got Captain America. You think any one of them can do it?
If it can be any of those three movies, it will probably be Fantastic Four.
You think?
If we're picking out of those three movies,
you're going
wouldn't
with
it be Fantastic Four? Wouldn't it be Fantastic Four?
Because I don't know, because Fantastic Four is the only franchise
what were the movies again?
You got Thunderbolts coming out May 2nd. You got Captain America coming out sometime in the summer. And then you got Fantastic Four. Or when does Captain America come out? Let me see.
Okay, so the question is, are we going to see another $1 billion movie? Or do I think?
Yeah, do you think any of those are going to be oh, no. I'm wrong. Excuse me, y'all. The first Marvel movie to be released in 2025 will be February 14th, Captain America Brave New World. So that'll be our first MCU movie. Then the Thunderbolts, May 2nd, which will be our summer release. And then I think Fantastic Four will be towards the end of the summer, fall.
I think I agree with Ben. If there's anyone that has a chance, logically speaking, to make $1 billion, it would be Fantastic Four, because it's a new team, it's a new universe coming into the MCU. Their origin people, it's a brand new origin. People are seeing how they're created. So even if it's kind of low expectation, low interest in Marvel, that just the thought of, oh, it's a new team that we haven't seen a movie for in over 10 years since the other Fox reboot. We get to see Marvel take a crack at it. So that might spark some interest. That, I think, has the better chance than Thunderbolts or Captain America. And that has the better chance at actually making money. Because
you're breaking out a little bit.
If Captain
You're breaking
America,
out. You're breaking out. Your camera is glitching.
I still.
You heard me? Your camera paused and is glitching. And your mic too. Hold on. He's having some technical difficulties. Give him 1 second, y'all. He's gonna get right back at y'all. But I agree what they're saying. Fantastic Four. I can see where they're going with it, to be honest with you. Ben, are you still there? Chat, are y'all still with me?
Hello? Oh.
They're breaking out for some reason. Let me join the call back. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them. All right, we got Ben back. Hold on, give me 1 second, chat. Can y'all hear me in the chat? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right, so it's
okay. We good? Are we good now?
all right. You're good. Kennedy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. I think we fixed it up, y'all. We good now. We're back. All right. So I agree with y'all saying. I think Fantastic Four does have a great shot, and I would have went with y'all on that answer. The only reason I'm not is because there's so many disappointing Fantastic Four movies. It's like I don't feel like the audience is interested in the Fantastic Four, no matter what iteration they're gonna get. I don't think the first one did good. I don't think the Michael B. Jordan one did good because people are just not interested in this team. Now, if Marvel's take with trailers and things like that can get people hyped for this, then I'm on y'all side. But I don't think personally I gotta pick one. But me in my heart, I don't think none of these are gonna be $1 billion movies. Not one. But I do feel like
Oh yeah. Personally, I don't think any of these will be $1 billion movies.
Yeah.
But if there's a chance, I think out of these, it would be Fantastic Four.
yeah. So I do hear what you're saying with that. So now, I'm gonna say I do like Captain America chances, right? Because it's coming off the high of Wolverine and Deadpool, right? And then you're gonna have the Red Hulk in this. Hopefully we get the Hulk also to punch on this guy. You feel what I'm saying? And hopefully we get some few surprises that's gonna bring word of mouth and things like that, man. But that, like I said, man, is coming out real soon. February 14th for Captain America: Brave New World. May 2nd for Thunderbolts. I can't remember the date for what you call it. But moving on. Over the weekend, Agatha All Along is the TV follow-up of arguably Marvel's most successful series, WandaVision, but doesn't manage to be nearly as good as its predecessor. Now, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I did like the first episode. I did like it. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. It was funny. I thought the woman who plays Agatha played it to a T. She's always up to some bullshit, always up to no good. But I think in this series, like, everybody just sees right through her. It's like, bro, we know you. Like, you're a creep. You're gonna, you know what I mean? You're gonna backstab us at some point. And, I think the interactions between the witches, what I didn't like too much was the Salem 7 interaction. When they was, doing the song To the Road. I think the song To the Road was dope. I think that was a nice little musical part. Put a different tone in the anime. I also did like the touch of how they did WandaVision, but in the beginning of this one as a crime thriller. You know how WandaVision, they did multiple parodies of shows that she was living in, and how Agatha started off like that. I thought that was a chef's kiss to the original. And yeah, there ain't too much to say. We're what? 2 episodes they gave us? Something like that. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that the boy is supposed to be her son that she sacrificed, but I think that's Billy. I think that's Wiccan, to be honest. And I think that M was for Wanda. And I think he's going on this road to save his wife, his mom, excuse me. I think somehow in this series, we're going to get more of Wanda because the showrunner keeps trying to repeat itself. Because in an article, he said, yet again, we have a great script for Wanda's solo movie. This ain't the first time these writers brought up a Wanda solo film. So it's like they're trying to pitch it to Kevin Feige. And I think if this show is a hit or is as good as WandaVision was, you can better believe we're going to get a solo Wanda movie soon and in the works. Kennedy, did you happen to see Agatha All Along? And Ben, what did you think about Agatha All Along? While y'all do that, I'm going to look up the ratings for it because I didn't even look at that.
I saw it. It was nothing special. It was nothing offensive so far. I think it's just going to get worse, though. It's because who wanted this show? It was based on a song from WandaVision. It's like, hey, we made a song, Agatha All Along. You want to make a show about that? I don't know, I guess. Like, when it comes to WandaVision, I liked the first 5 episodes when it was all like crazy and it seemed like they were going to do some crazy stuff with the different ages of TV. But then when it went back to Marvel MCU stuff that went back to normal, I got bored. And then the writing kind of went downhill when Wanda became the hero and released everybody, and they're like, they'll never know what you gave up for them. And it's like,
she was the villain to me. I felt like,
exactly.
She was the villain. Yeah,
she was definitely the villain.
Right, but they made it sound like she was the hero and sacrificed everything. So I only liked the first half of WandaVision, and now out comes a show based on a song that really didn't mean anything. So I have nothing to say about this show.
Oh, just looking at before Benjamin, you give your thought. Just looking at the it has very good ratings, by the way, both from the audience and the critics. It seems like the critics like it a little more with 81%, and the audience at an 80%. So not bad for the start, but like Kennedy says, if it declines, it's going to be a bad look. If it gets better, though, if this show can potentially get better, I think. But I would say my thoughts. Benjamin, go ahead.
Yeah, so I did not like the first episode at all. I thought that that whole thing dragging over the One Division, I thought that was kind of unnecessary. We're done with One Division, right? If this is Agatha, start out with Agatha. Don't linger on with the whole One Division Hex Westview thing. Um, I didn't like that she was in this hardcore butch cop, like this whole HBO cop thing where she's just like this butch cop, and I'm like, all right, what is this? I didn't like that. Um, the first episode to me wasn't good. Now the second episode, when they introducing some of the witches, and I do like Catherine Hahn. She's acting very well in this. I liked her, her little banter with the boy that she met. When he put up the little sign was gonna come on, welcome, Coven. She's like, oh yeah, and she just snatches it down. I thought that was kind of funny. There were funny, good moments in episode two. Um, but my fear is that if this is about Agatha, focus on Agatha, right? There's no need to delve into Wanda. There's no need to. I mean, I know she's the big, name and the Scarlet Witch and all that. But if this is Agatha's show, focus on Agatha, her backstory, why she is the way she is. Hint at Wanda in the beginning. Okay, cool. But if they continue this with this hinting at Wanda, or there's little hints of Wanda Maximoff throughout the series. There's in the show there seems like some type of underlying phenomenon going on where like Agatha, she just stares out into space. I think it was one point where she seen like a what it was dang, what was it? Well, she was hovering over a body, and the little boy was like, Agatha, are you good? Are you good? And she was like, huh? So she was staring at the crows when they were in the parking lot, and she was looking at the crows, and she was just staring out into space. I don't know what they're trying to hint with that, but I hope they leave Wanda where she is and just have Agatha have her own little thing going on.
I think it's funny. I feel like this is Marvel's version of the Acolyte.
Oh,
It's like Star Wars had their whole witch coven, and now Marvel has their coven.
and you know what's so crazy about that? So I forgot her name, but she was in Parks and Recreation. Um,
Oh, Aubrey Plaza.
Free Plaza. She was interviewed on, I think, one of the on red carpet or the carpet or whatever, and one of the guys were asking, was like, "Yeah, I heard this is one of the
He asked every single person. He's like, "So I've heard that
Yeah,
this
I've
is
heard.
the gayest Marvel project ever."
She's like, "Yeah," I
And
hope
he
so.
asked the
Well,
same people, and he asked the same question for the Acolyte, and they said yes.
so a lot of people were like, "Uh oh." Are they repeating, what they were doing with the acolyte? But no, I episode two has me interested. It has me interested in what is going. I like I forgot the actor's name, but the mom of That's So 70 Show, she's in it. That was a shocker to me. I know she was in WandaVision, but the fact that she's actually I don't know what they're kind of doing with her character. Is she really a witch, or is there somebody else that's supposed to be the Earth Witch, and she's just not wanting to bring them along? Um, so but it has me interested. It has me interested right now. Episode two has me interested.
All right, I'm getting a
Yeah,
little
when
echo
Flea-
from somewhere. I don't know where, but can y'all hear it in the chat? Do y'all hear
I
a
don't
little
hear it.
echo?
I don't hear Nico.
All right, never mind. Now I do it. One thing I don't like is when they try to push a certain agenda on us, and I felt like Agatha, they tried to do that multiple times. I feel like they rely heavy on it throughout this series. And it's very distasteful. You know what I'm saying? Because now you get two different. Now we following two different relationships, and it's like let's just move on with the story. Can we get more of the story and less of this? That's my only complaint to it. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand, sometimes, it is what it is, but I'm just getting tired of this agenda getting pushed on us. But that's my only, complaint about it. Moving on to another show that happened over the weekend, and also some other stuff that happened over the weekend and last week. Let's start off with Shadow the Hedgehog as Batman in the new Batman Day Batman Day promo. Went online. I thought that was a great nod to Batman. We also know that he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, becoming the first fictional superhero character to do so. And plus, we had the release of the Penguin on Max. So, Heroes, what do you think about the Penguin? Damn, so much to talk about because we also got a Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League trailer to talk about, right? Whole bunch of Batman news. So let's start off with the Shadow Hedgehog promo, right? I don't know who did it or what was the cause for it, but I'm glad we got it. It was something, a nice little nod, a nice little, something to get people hyped up because, Sonic 3 is coming out. So just seeing Shadow being put in the spotlight, not only for a Batman promo, but for that character as well, because, Shadow is going to be a fan favorite when this movie drops. Got Keanu Reeves voicing him. He's going to be kicking Sonic's ass, Tails' ass, and Knuckles' ass all at the same time. This is going to be pretty dope. I hope we get a little John Wick reference with Shadow and them blickies in Sonic 3. We probably won't because it's for kids. So they might
do it. They might do a dog scene. They might do a dog scene.
Yeah, so I hope so. But we already talked about the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and being in the Guinness Book of World Records at the same time for being the first fictional superhero to be, to don one. Now, the Penguin on Max. My wife really doesn't enjoy superhero shit at all, right? She really enjoyed the Penguin. Like she thought the Penguin was pretty good, and I could see where she's coming from because she like gangster stuff. She likes stuff like The Power, The Sopranos, stuff like that. So seeing it from her eyes, I can understand why she liked it. But coming from a superhero guy, I had my issues with it. But I didn't think it was that bad, right? And then they filmed it in my neighborhood, in my around my neighborhood, in my neighborhood, right down the block. They filmed it all in my city, right? So the whole time I'm looking in the series, I'm like this, looking for familiar spots. But I see what they did. They CGI'd most of it, and the certain stores they changed up so it looks more like Gotham. And I understand why they did that, but it also takes me out the show sometimes because the CGI isn't that good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio the whole time. Oh, that's 242nd, but they changed such and such. Oh, that's such and such, but they changed. You know what I'm saying? And you could, I don't know. Maybe that's just for me, but for y'all, how did y'all feel about the Penguin and its first episode?
So I enjoyed the Penguin. I thought it was great. Colin Farrell is doing an extraordinary job.
His acting is
and he even came out and said that he after this he's gonna take a break and not do the fat. So he said it's just too much sitting down, too much work. He said he has to watch Toy Story after this because it's just so dark.
He said he was watching Pixar stuff just to get out of the darkness.
Yeah, just to lighten it up. But I love this. This right here is Gotham, right? This is what it's all about, right? And I just love the fact that the Penguin he may be effed up, he may do bad shit, but he's a human. He has a heart as well too. As we see with the boy that's trying to steal trying to get his tires and stuff. He noticed that he has a disability. You know, he noticed that he has a stuttering problem, so he's like, oh man, I can't, and it's just like you can tell the interaction with his mom and how but the most important part is how the penguin talks his ass with situations, how he gets out of
And
shit,
into situations.
and yeah, and into situations too. It's just masterful, man. I mean, it's just like blame it on Maine, like all that. Like it's just beautiful, man. I loved it. I loved it. I haven't watched episode 2. I'm definitely gonna check it out. But episode
Episode 2 isn't
1,
out yet. It comes out on Thursdays.
Is every
I thought
Thursdays
I thought it was Sundays.
or Sunday?
It's
It's
Wednesdays
Thursdays?
or Thursdays.
Dandy, we
'Cause
see you in the
there's no-
chat. Thank you
there's-
so
there's
much,
no
my
second
brother.
episode out.
Also, man, I see
Okay,
y'all in the
okay,
chat. We're gonna
okay,
give
okay.
away the
I'm
PSN
mistaken.
card or Cash App, whichever one y'all prefer, man. Either Cash App or PSN. I'm gonna give away towards buy or sell. We still got a lot to cover. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. It's been a long week, bro. We still got the whole Geek Week to get through. I'm gonna try to like either one or two things. I'm gonna either do Geek Week on buy or sell. Y'all want to do that? It's up to y'all. Or y'all want to go through Geek Week each topic at a time? Because I don't want to hold y'all up too. We're going on 2 hours. Tell me, heroes, what y'all want to do?
I'm fine.
You fine, Benjamin? Talk to me. All right, so moving forward, Kennedy, how did you feel about the Penguin? And then we're gonna talk about Batman Ninja.
I liked the Penguin. The like you guys said, Colin Farrell did an amazing job. My thing is the first maybe 15 minutes didn't grab me. Maybe it was because everything that we had been seeing was how crazy, gritty we're seeing his rise to power, and then we see his interaction with Alberto Falcone, and it's like we see what happens, and it's like, okay, we're finally getting into it. But we see like it's more of a kind of, they make it really lighthearted and kind of a comedy, and I'm like, I'm not. It's not really getting what I kind of wanted out of the show. But then once everything is kind of picking up, when he finally gets to his factory and we see him doing his work, and he meets his Alberto's sister, and just starts getting into the shit of everything, it picks up, and I'm like, I like this show.
Hey, you didn't find it funny when he went to his mom's crib and she like, did I raise a pussy boy? Huh? Are you a pussy boy?
No, that's the thing. It was both funny, but then it's like, that's where he kind of it was both funny, but then it's like you see that he wants to protect his mom, but then he's like, that's where it clicks in him. Is like, yeah, that's right. What the fuck was I trying to do? This city's mine.
Yeah, I thought highly of the show. I just, for me, it kind of, just because I know where it was shot, I'm not watching the show.
It takes you out of the immersion.
Yeah, it's like I'm not paying attention to anything that's going on because I'm like so invested in the details in the background. So I'll probably watch it again, but overall, I thought it was great. I did like the ending. Great touch. I like the relationship he's building with the kid. I want to see more of that. I want to see, more of Shorty, the Falcone, the last Falcone, the one that just came out, Arkham. What's her name?
Sophia, I think.
Sophia, yeah.
I want to see more of her. I think she's a great villain. Her eyes and the way she talks, her demeanor is so like villainous. It's damn near scary. It's like, ooh, what the fuck?
It was unsettling when they went to eat lunch and she just starts eating with her hands. And it's like dead silent from everybody else, and you just start hearing her go.
Yeah, I've rocks with it, man. What did y'all think about the Batman Ninja trailer? Well, before y'all get into it, let me give my joint, right? The first Batman Ninja thing that came out. No disrespect but I can't remember the movie at all. I can't remember what the movie was about. I think he traveled on some isekai shit. I think I remember Harley being in there, maybe the Joker as the main villain. I can't really remember too much. But this trailer, we got to see all 4 Robins. You got to see Nightwing to all of them, bro. Tim Drake. Bro, it was just amazing to see all of them, right? And Jason Todd as the Red Hood. You got to see him. What's his son name? Damien. You got to see Damien. It was just amazing. And then they gave us a little glimpse of the Yakuza Justice League. And Aquaman coming out the water with the tats on his back like that. I'm not gonna lie, that shit looked it clean, bro. That shit looked it tough. And I'm kind of hyped for this now. At first, I was like, it took me a while even to click on the trailer. I seen the trailer like 2 days ago, or something like that. I didn't watch it till today. And I was like, damn, this shit actually looks good. Now, hopefully the storytelling is just as good. And we got a banger. Kennedy, what you think about Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League?
I'm trying to remember the first one too. I think it was Joker as the final boss. He was the shogun in feudal Japan. And it was so the part that pissed me off the most because it was supposed to be so funny was they had like a big mech for Joker, and it was like 1,000 monkeys on top of each other, and they had flutes doing the Batman theme song. And I'm pretty sure they had all the Robins in the first movie. I don't remember, but this one, besides the art style, I still don't like the 3D art style, like the cell shading, all that. It just bothers me. The concept looks cool, like Wonder Woman has Green Lantern, Aquaman, Superman, just as Batman's opponent. I'm interested in how they'll do it. I really like it. I just wish the art style was different.
I agree. I agree. I could have went more, they could have went more like regular anime, but they be trying everything, to be honest with you, with these DC animated movies.
It looks so Ninja Kamui.
True. Benjamin, how did you feel about the trailer?
Yeah, I thought the trailer was dope. Like I said, I liked seeing all 4 Robins. You got the Nightwing on a motorcycle, then you got Red Hood pulling up talking shit, and I was like, man, they're all interacting with each other. I liked the Aquaman scene. I thought was dope. I thought that was dope. Like I thought that was fire with the Aquaman scene. And I watched the first Batman Ninja, but like you said, guys, I do not remember the plot.
That's what I'm saying.
It was just a lot of action. It was just a lot of fighting, a lot of action, a lot of crazy animation. Him with the nunchucks and all that. That was pretty dope. But I'm ready to see this one. I liked the first one. I just can't remember the story.
All right, let's move on.
I think it was just Batman goes back in time to fight the Joker who took over Japan.
Yeah. Let's move on to some gaming news. Tomorrow we got State of Play. What happened to around 3 p.m. PST. Fellas, real quick, right? Because we don't want to stay too long on the gaming news. So we gotta go through Geek of the Week recap 2024. How do y'all feel? What do you think will be shown tomorrow at State of Play for PlayStation?
The only thing that I could think of would be more information on the PS5 Pro, maybe more info on the Wolverine game, and that's about it, because they already said they're not making a new game for the foreseeable future. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, just real quick, definitely the PS5, right? I think we're gonna get a bunch of VR2 games, because they probably said no exclusive PS5, but they're gonna make a lot of exclusive PS5 VR2 games. They got to. The PR2 is just came out not too long ago. So they gotta, they gotta dump something out. I'm guessing we'll probably get 2 or 3 new VR2 games, more info on the PS5, like you said. And I think we're gonna get one exclusive game announcement tomorrow. Something that's gonna be very unexpected and gonna shake up the internet. Benjamin, what you think?
Pretty much on the same wavelength as y'all. They're gonna talk about the PS5 Pro. They're gonna do all the the spec talk speech and all that stuff with the PS5 Pro. And I'm gonna agree with you, Flea. I'm thinking that maybe we're gonna do one exclusive, maybe some more Wolverine gameplay, and then that probably be it.
Yeah, definitely. You got to keep in mind the 30th anniversary is coming up, so they're gonna do something special. They're gonna do something. All right, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company has filed a lawsuit against the developer of Pal World. Anybody seen this coming? Cause I damn sure
Didn't they
did.
already try to do this like when Pal World first came out?
Nah. It was talks. A lot of people was talking about it. They actually just won a $15 million lawsuit against another company for infringement and things like that. So I think they feel comfortable enough after winning that one that they're gonna go for Power World because it's just, bro, everything. Well, the lawsuit seeks against infringement, damages, multiple parent rights or something like that. I'm trying to look. Compensation for damages on the grounds that Power World infringes multiple parent rights. I don't know, man. I think they got a good shot at winning this. I think they are gonna win because it's like Pokemon with guns to me, to be honest. Even some of the Pokemons look so similar to their counterparts. It's actually ridiculous. So I think they're gonna win, to be honest. Even the way you can collect them and things like that and catch them and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I don't want to think too deep on it. Moving to more news, this is something I want to talk about here on the panel. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero full roster revealed. My God, this is the biggest roster, I think, for any fighting game in history. I've never seen so many fighters be put out on launch. It's ridiculous. And mind you,
how much was in Smash Bros?
Probably. Let me see. Biggest roster for a fighting. That can't be right. It's saying King of Fighters 2002 Ultimate Match holds 66 characters, but that can't be right. Smash Bros. Rosters.
See, I think I see it right here.
70, maybe. I don't know. If any of this is true, then they're doubling that because they have like 160 something characters on.
It's 182.
182.
So yeah, it says Super Smash Brothers Ultimate had 86 characters.
Yeah, so they're doubling that. Dragon Ball is damn near doubling that. This game, only thing that might mess this game up, is the online gameplay and the input, like my boy President Rose was talking about. If the input is like Demon Slayer's input online, then it's going to be a big problem. But besides this, I think this is going to be the greatest fighting game we probably have ever seen. It's going to be one of the biggest fighting games we have ever seen. The tournaments are going to go crazy. The content creation people are going to make from this game is going to it's going to birth a whole new batch of Dragon Ball content creators. Old ones are gonna relaunch their channel and breathe life into it. And anime content creators are already going crazy with the early access stuff now. So, heroes, my question: are y'all getting this?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm an old school Tenkaichi player.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm definitely getting this. Man, listen, having 182 characters is insane and it's crazy work. And the characters that they chose to put on here, right? Like Harudagar, uh uh uh, uh Tapion, uh, you know, one of my all-time favorite villains, Bojack. I mean, it's gonna be insane. And the fact that you can
Cooler, metal cooler.
cooler, metal cooler, Super Janemba, my main, it's gonna be dope.
Gogeta from Z.
Yeah, Gogeta from Broly from Z. And I like the fact that you can also switch up the storylines and make your own story. If you want Gohan to have if you want to have Mystic Gohan fight Cell instead of having Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, you can do that. If you want to, switch stuff up, and I think that's what that content creations we're going to key in on, because a lot of people are going to be streaming, they're going to create their own storylines, and that's really going to make this game is actually going to be one. It's probably going to be like you said, the greatest Dragon Ball Z game of all time because of much you can do.
Because I think it said it'll have, you could play through the storyline of 6 or 8 characters, depending on how long their actual storyline goes through the story. But because of the branching storylines, you could play through it like 3 or 4 times. So that just increases the longevity of content creation on the game.
Yeah, that's going to be too much. It's if you're doing content creating for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, you got your work cut out. Because there's a lot of work that you could do for this game. I'm excited for it. Heroes in the chat, are y'all excited for it? Let us know in the comment section below. Now let's go to buy or sell. That's right, man. The flea market is open. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the heroes here on the panel a couple of questions. Buy or sell. After we do buy or sell, we're going to do the whole Geek Week recap. So make sure y'all tune in for that. We're almost, just hold on, man. Maybe one more hour. Hey, y'all getting the special editions of Voice of the Heroes, man. This is special right here, man. So lock in. All right, heroes, buy or sell. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm is coming to the smartphones as reported. Are you buying or selling? Or in this case, are you downloading Ultimate Ninja Storm on your smartphone?
So playing games on my mobile phone. I'd rather play my Switch for that, so I'm gonna sell.
All right, you're gonna sell. Kennedy, are you buying or selling?
I'm gonna sell. I don't even play the regular games. So.
I'm not gonna lie. For anyone that played Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, I think it's a buy for them, because this is something that they can play while they're at work or anywhere like that. So I think it's a buy for them. For me, it's gonna be a sell because I already got so much stuff on my phone. I got 2 girls, so I got everything from Talking Tom to Angelica to Avatar World to Roblox. I got way too much stuff on my phone to be downloading Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. All right, Ghostface, the next DLC for Mortal Kombat 1, has showcased his fatality in the new Mortal Kombat 1 trailer for Ghostface DLC. Are you buying or selling Ghostface in Mortal Kombat 1, Kennedy? Also in the chat, let me know if y'all buying or selling in the chat, man. Put buy or sell, man. Kennedy, you buying or selling?
Yeah, I think Ghostface is cool. I'll buy.
Benjamin, what you think, man? You buying or selling Ghostface?
Ghostface in Mortal Kombat, I'm gonna sell his fatality.
You're gonna sell the fatality? I will kind of sell the fatality too. And they try to play on the fact that there was multiple ghosts in the show. So that was kind of cheesy also, but it'll be dope if the DLC comes out next month. I hope it releases next month for Halloween. That'll be pretty cool. If it does, I'll buy. I think I already got the DLC expansion pack anyway. So all right, Kyle Chandler is in talks to star as Hal Jordan in The Lanterns. Heroes, are you buying or selling Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan?
I'm selling. He just doesn't look right as Hal Jordan.
Mm-hmm. You selling too, Benjamin?
What? So there's only two projects that I've known him from that I've seen him in: Friday Night Lights and that show with the Hawkeye from Marvel. That show.
Yeah.
He just doesn't fit Hal. They're not picking the right guys. So I'm selling.
I'm gonna go against the grain on this one. I think I'm gonna buy this one. I'm gonna give him a chance. You know, he's not my preference pick, but I'm gonna give him a chance. So I'm gonna buy on this one. New poster for the live action Like a Dragon Yakuza is here, man. Oh, what happened to my camera? Come on, but it's here. What do y'all think about the new poster for Like a Dragon?
Oh, I'm gonna buy it. That poster looked awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it too, man. Off the back, man. I might sneak these out the back door when I leave. Benjamin, you buying? Yeah, you might. I think he said he's buying though. I think that's a buy.
Yeah.
I think he threw a buy at me, man. So, all right. Next, we got castings. Mai Chi, I don't want to pronounce that wrong. Was reacting to an announcement that she will play Toph in Avatar: The Last Bender season 2. So they have casting for that, and they even put out like a little teaser clip. I want to say not like a little trailer, but her like messing with the ground and stomping. Are you buying or selling this actress as Toph in Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I'll buy. She looks good as Toph. I don't like the show in general, but I'll buy her as Toph.
All right, Benjamin, you buying or selling?
You can buy. She doesn't look bad as Toph. Honestly, I think she'll make a great Toph. I had problems with the show, good things and bad, but I'm gonna buy it.
All right, I'm gonna sell her reaction, but I'm gonna buy her casting because that didn't look like a legit reaction, bro. If you're an unknown actor,
she really could have been happy, bro.
That big, you're not gonna be like, no.
She really could have been happy.
Like, so I'm pretty sure she knew before she seen that she was Toph. That I feel like she had a phone call or a sit down or an agent told her something before that reaction. But I buy her as the casting. All right, let's move it on along. All right, and that's it for buy or sell, man. The store is closed. Now let's go into Geek Week recap. Everybody knows Netflix puts on, me personally, I feel like it's the biggest presentation for geeks every year, and it's Geek Week. They come with it, man. Trailers, shows. I think even sometimes better than Disney Plus. Is it as big as a Disney Plus presentation or Comic-Con San Diego? No. But my God, do the hits roll and Netflix do their thing. All right, we got the first trailer for Squid Game. Season 2 has been released and confirmed. Now, everybody knows Squid Games came when the pandemic was out and took everybody by storm, being one of the biggest properties, being one of the biggest shows of that year, most viewed, all that. It just went crazy that year. Now, I'm going to keep it on here. I didn't really like the way it ended. Like the last 10 minutes. And, you know, him coming out with pink hair and all that stuff, or red hair or whatever it was. Can't even remember. But everybody watches Squid Game for this reason. For the games and who's going to die in the next game. So if Squid Game 2 doesn't have those elements, count me out. But How did y'all feel about the trailer, and what do you think Squid Game 2 is gonna be like?
Uh, I thought the trailer was pretty decent. I honestly don't know what Squid Games 2 is going to be. What I hope it's going to be is I hope it does have that element of the games and the strategy of trying to make it out alive, but I hope it does have him trying to, you know, get back at that corporation, continue his story, because it can't just have him leave and then have a season 2 and then be like, well, what happened to him? It has to continue and see what is he trying to do? What has he been doing all these years once the games start up again?
Benjamin, what did you think about the trailer? And are you excited for Squid Game season 2?
Oh yeah, I'm excited for Squid Game season 2. I thought the trailer was also pretty cool. And I'm also going to agree with Kennedy. I hope that they continue his story of a continuation from season 1, and not do a whole new batch of characters, a whole new main character that we have to attach ourselves to and watch their journey over and over again. I'm hoping they don't do that route where each new season be a new cast of characters. So I'm hoping they continue with the continuity.
All right, well, Squid Game season 2 will be releasing December 26th on Netflix. Make sure y'all tap in for that. And also, we already talked about the casting for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Production for that goes in early next year. So I can't wait for that. Also, now I didn't see this, right? But I saw it on the notes and I looked on YouTube for it, couldn't find it. I probably got to go somewhere, in the Netflix website or on their YouTube channel. But the first look at the animated Magic the Gathering series.
Yeah, I never saw that either.
I didn't see it. And I'm looking for it. If anybody could send me a link for that, man, send it in the Discord. If you ain't joined the Discord, let us know. We'll get you active in the Discord. But I think if they're doing, I don't know how the anime is going to be. I don't know if it's more adult themed or more for kids, but a dark fantasy series with Magic of the Gathering. You know how freaking big this is going to be? Magic the Gathering
like
is
the biggest card game
in
ever.
the world. So it's like, this is going to be huge. And they say Terry
Metalis.
Terry Metalis, Star Trek Picard, will serve as the showrunner, which is phenomenal. So I'm hyped for this, man. Netflix.
He's the one who did Picard season 3 when Picard season 1 and 2 were doing so bad, and then he came in for season 3 and everybody loved it. And Terry Metalis also does Yellowstone and all these great shows. So he has a great track record.
That's what I'm saying, man. I think Magic of the Gathering is going to be really, really good. And Heroes, when we get an update on it, we're going to cover this here on the channel, just because I like all that dark fantasy stuff or fantasy genre in general. So we'll definitely cover it here on the channel. So stay tuned for it. It'll be on Netflix coming soon, probably in early development now. The Witcher, Sirens of the Deep official clip was shown, which was phenomenal. And fans are saying online, this is what they want. This is how they want their Witcher served, through anime format. Now, fellas, what do y'all think? Do you think, should they stick with the live action, or should they just go straight with the anime?
I mean, that's kind of a hard question, because you can say, oh, you should do it this way, you should do it this way. It's all based on execution. They had the perfect guy in Henry Cavill for The Witcher. He had all the knowledge, he read the books, he played all the video games, but they never listened to him, and then they basically fired him from his they bought him out of his 7-season contract because they wanted to do it their way instead of the way of the actual lore. So there was a way to do it right in live action. They just didn't want to. When it comes to doing it in the anime, it looks cool. Um, I like that they have the actual video game voice actors. I I don't like the way Geralt look, like the animation. He looks too. He doesn't look very grizzled like in the video game.
He looked a
He
little more
looks
prettier.
too.
little
He looks
Yeah, he
prettier.
looks
younger. Like he
very
looks.
pretty. He
Yeah.
looks too pretty. He doesn't look so
Rugged.
battle hardened.
Yeah.
So that kind of kind of I didn't like that.
Benjamin,
But it looks cool.
anime or live action? What do you like your witches served? How do you like your witches served?
I'm good with anyone that is good and it serves right to the source material. I'm good with either way. But but the trailer, I did like the animation, how it looked good. I also agree, I did not like how they had him looking. He looks they it kind of looks like they're making him like a younger character, or maybe in his early years or something, where he wasn't so battle. I don't know, but I didn't like how he looked.
Because he
He
didn't
looked
have
like
all his scars or
like a
anything.
younger character.
It might be his early years. They might be leading up to. They might be going where where the last one took off. Because remember, the last one he was young, like baby status, I think. So they might be pitching up a couple of years after that last animation took place. But speaking of animations, Twilight of the Gods official clip was shown during Geek Week, and not only that, the whole joint was showed over the weekend. It's out right now. You can watch it on Netflix. This is Zack Snyder's first take at anime, and I'm not gonna lie to you. If you can get past the animation, right? Because that animation to me isn't the best in the world. And if you can get past the animated dicks in the series, yes, there's fucking big slongs of anime penises all through this fucking show. I don't know why he did that. It's like, bro, one episode, bro, they have a threesome. They do this all in one episode, bro. It's like, bro, what is all this
It was
for?
in the first 2 episodes.
2 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, it's a bit much, but I kind of enjoyed it. I did like the new take on Thor. That's the first time I seen Thor as a villain and really go crazy like that. Like, my God, Thor is such a fucking savage in this show. Probably the best thing about the show, to be honest, in my opinion, was Thor. I did like Loki's take on it, but I just feel like giving Loki that sob story about his daughters took from his villainous side, from like the tricksters. It gave him more of a motivation to do what he's doing, and it wasn't enough motivation to make me feel empathy or sympathy for the character. So I didn't like that. I did like the Blood Bride. I think the weeping, she was a fascinating character. It's just the animation was a little, I don't know, man. I couldn't get past it sometimes. But Benjamin Kennedy, did you see Twilight of Gods over the weekend?
So 2 episodes, the scenes that you have just described, I've watched those and I'm like, what? That was a little bit too much for my liking, especially for an anime series. It's like, damn, all right. But I don't like the animation in it. It's too blocky, for me. Um, but as far as the character goes, the characters are fine. Like I said, I like the Thor. Um, that's really about it. Uh,
Kennedy, what about you?
I'm gonna watch more of it, but
I also watched the first 2 episodes. I also was scarred and traumatized by those scenes. um, I, I liked Thor. I thought Balder was cool. I thought the main character, the woman, was a fucking moron. What when they go to Jotunheim for their wedding, and Thor comes down, and they're like, "Where's Loki? Where's Loki? Where's Loki?" and kills everyone, and then she gets pulled down to hell, and it's like, "Oh, hey, there's Loki." Why does she not take issue with the man who was there that got her all of her people killed? And then he's like, "I can help you get revenge." And she doesn't go, yeah, no, but you just got all my people killed. She just immediately goes, "You can help me get revenge?"
Yeah, she's a dodo bird.
Yeah.
She was a dodo bird throughout that whole series, to be honest with you. She did a lot of idiotic things. But moving on, we got Devil May Cry official teaser. April 2025 is when this devil will be arriving to Netflix. Heroes, let me tell y'all something. The first Devil May Cry anime was my shit.
Oh, that was awesome. I've seen that like 7 times.
Yeah, so this one got some baggage, man. This one better live up to what the old one did. But we're gonna skim through some of these, right? Sakamoto Day announcement was announced. Benjamin told me about this one. This is one that I'll be looking out for. They just had an announcement about it. Nothing too special. They did show Arcane Season 2, Nothing to Lose clip. My God, what a hell of a clip. And what a hell of a show. This is the season finale, new trailer dropped, and the season finale will be coming to Netflix in November. Part 1 releases November 9th, Part 2 November 16th, Part 3 will be released November 23rd. Now, I'm assuming with each part, they're going to do like last time, drop 2 or 3 episodes with each part, or it's going to be like a feature-length film. I doubt they'll just give us an hour episode each day. But that's pretty dope. I'm excited for that. Heroes, are you excited for Arcane?
Yes. I still need to watch the first Arcane because,
L's in the chat, y'all. L's in the chat.
No, League of Legends, I've never played it, but I've heard so much great stuff about it. It's at the top of my list to watch before this comes out. So, and after seeing that trailer, I'm probably going to watch it tonight. But
he's capping.
I like the
Starfire. Make sure you watch that or break his leg.
Oh, I'm not afraid of Starfire. I'll bop her on the head later. And I'm not watching One Piece. But I like the way they have this. Ben will probably make me watch it, but I like the way they have this set up in 3 parts because it's it's like a weird kind of amalgam of binge and weekly, because it's only in 3 weeks, but it has most likely a couple episodes each. So you'll have like 3 episodes, but then the week it'll keep the hype instead of just binging it over a week and then it'll immediately die away.
Mm-hmm. Benjamin, how excited are you for Arcane Season 2?
I'm excited for Arcane Season 2. I watched Arcane Season 1. I myself have never played League of Legends. So Arcane was actually my first introduction into, the League of Legends lore and, all of that, learning all of that. So it's new to me, but it's dope. I like it. Like I said, it's dope. I can't wait for Season 2. And I also agree. I like how they're setting it up to where you can also binge but you can also still watch it every week. And, you just won't watch 20 episodes and be done and just be like, all right, well, that's over.
Yeah, they're giving people something to talk about weekly.
Yep. So I think that's smart on Netflix part.
All right, we're going to go through a couple of these pretty quick. We got Netflix plus CDPR making another cyberpunk anime. I think we talked about that before. Something that shocked me, Splinter Cell, Death Watch, official announcement. I'm excited for that anime. I think that's going to be pretty cold, especially if we get like a spy type drama, like crime drama anime. Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft, teaser trailer dropped. That was pretty dope. Hellbound season 2 date announcement. I'm excited for that. The first Hellbound season was complete and utter fire. And the first peek at Tony Chopper for One Piece season 2 dropped. Now, we could talk about this real quick, right? Even though it ain't nothing much to talk about, the picture is a headshot, the back of his head. He looks more so like a puppeteer or a puppet than CGI. But what did y'all think about Chopper?
It looked more like CGI because they had a little video for it.
Oh, there was a video for it?
There was a little video and they showed him moving. It looked like a little CGI thing.
I gotta see it.
So
I only seen
it was interesting. I didn't like his dub voice. Like because I have seen a little bit of the anime, so I'm familiar with how Chopper sounds, and it's so high pitched, and then you hear the dub, and it's like he went through puberty.
All right, well, we got 2 more things to get through Geek Week, and then we got some stuff that we talk about before we end the show. Black Mirror season 7 will have 6 episodes. 2 episodes will be feature length. One will be a USS Callister sequel, and it'll be releasing 2025 on Netflix, which is pretty dope. I love Black Mirror. I even thought it was dope how they had that one Black Mirror where you control what happens or whatever. I thought that was pretty dope. Me and my wife watched that and did that together. Also, Wednesday season 2 and Stranger Things, the final season, will both be coming to Netflix in 2025. Overall, 1 to 10, how do y'all feel about Geek Week? How did y'all feel about Geek Week?
A good 7. It was pretty good.
I would give it a 8. The 8.
Me personally, I'm gonna give it a 5. The reason why I'm giving it a 5 because I'm straight hating.
Ow.
Because we were supposed to get a Power Rangers announcement. Instead, they scrapped it. We were literally supposed to get what was supposed to be the new age of Power Rangers. Not the stuff that we've been getting for years and years and years, but something Netflix worthy. And they dropped the ball on it, so we don't know what's gonna happen with that. We're not gonna know what's gonna happen with Power Rangers in general for a couple of years or months. Who knows?
Till 2026.
Yeah, about 2026, which is highly disappointing. So, but overall, I'm capping. I thought this was a great presentation. I thought there was great announcements that caught me off guard. I'm definitely hyped for Wednesday season 2, Stranger Things season finale. I'm hyped for Black Mirror. I'm hyped for Squid Games. So they got a lot of stuff to be hyped for. And there was a whole bunch of other stuff I didn't even put on the notes that they had that might be hidden gems. So, if you haven't seen the recap of Geek Week, go ahead and check it out. All right, now a couple of things that we're going to talk about before we get out of here. A couple posters. We already talked about the Venom one, right? We didn't talk about Gladiator 2 poster and trailer in theaters November 22nd. I'm not going to lie. I'm so hyped for this movie. Gladiators, just the Gladiator movie alone is my favorite movie of all time. Of all time. All over any other movie in the world. Gladiator is my favorite. To have Gladiator 2 be announced, already I was on board. Now the trailers that I'm seeing, you got rhinos with axes on it chasing these motherfuckers down. It just looks like it's gonna be a phenomenal movie. That's coming out November 22nd. And this is something I wanted to talk to y'all, right? We got 2 more topics before we get out of here. 28 years later was filmed on an iPhone 15 Max Pro with attachments. How do y'all feel about that? It will be the biggest film ever shot on an iPhone. How do y'all feel about this film being shot on an iPhone? And damn, technology has came far, huh?
I mean, it'll be kind of It'll prove two things. It'll prove that you can, with just something like this, depending on how it works, you can just go out there, you could shoot something, you can edit it, and you can basically, if you have an idea, you can make it. You don't need to buy an expensive camera. You just need to have the idea. You can just make it. It'll basically send a message to all the creative people out there. It's just you don't need all the best equipment out there. So I like that idea.
Yeah, the movie was shot with a iPhone 15 Pro Max. Kennedy, how you feel about that? And
I
what do you
just said
think?
what I felt
Do you
about
think the movie is going to do good?
Do I think it's gonna do good? I mean, that all depends.
The last two was pretty good. I thought the last one was pretty good.
28 days and 28
later.
weeks.
Yeah, 28 days, 28 weeks. This is 28
I'm not
years
familiar
later.
with the series.
You didn't see it? Yeah, this is a
No.
series. Oh, it's really
Oh
good.
man, 28 days later was one of the best zombie openings ever.
Yeah, it's really
Okay.
good.
Well, if it has an audience, then it can anything is possible.
That's why
And
I'm
it's-
shocked they filmed it on an iPhone 15 Pro Max because this is a big franchise. Like this is like
Yeah,
one
well,
of those.
It's a big franchise, and they probably cut down on the budget because a lot of times on budgets, they have to rent out equipment, they have to rent out big cameras, and they also have to get well, what is it? Not getting the word. If something breaks, or whatever that word is. Yeah, insurance.
Look at the
I read
cast
your
and
lips
tell me
on it.
what you think about the cast.
Yeah.
Google
cast.
28 years later cast. Benjamin, what do you think
but yeah.
about them shooting this on an iPhone 15 Pro Max?
28 years.
It tells us two things. One, how far technology has come for you to even film an entire movie. An entire movie on your phone. That's crazy work, right? That shows you how technology has grown. And number two, like Kennedy was saying, this might start a trend. If this movie does well and it looks good, it might start a trend, and you might see other movies cutting down their budget severely because they're using iPhones. So
Yeah, 'cause
if
you
this
don't-
goes well, it could actually start a trend.
Because you don't have to get a lot of insurance on an iPhone like you do on a gigantic camera. But but what you were saying, the cast, just having Aaron Taylor Johnson and Ralph Fiennes, those are two big stars right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So last on our list, man, we came to the end of the show. Then I'm gonna announce the PSN giveaway or Cash App giveaway winner for the person in the chat that's been with us from beginning to end. All right, James Camry says the future of Terminator films will not include iconography.
Iconography.
What?
Iconography.
Or characters from past films. You get too inside it, and then you lose a new audience because the new audience cares less about that stuff than you think they do. Now, my question is, would y'all like to see a Terminator movie without Arnold, without
No.
Sarah Connor, without the woman who plays Sarah Connor, without any of the past figures that made the Terminator movie? Would you like to see something like brand new and something more,
Well, yes, but it would have to be different because see, here's the thing: they keep with Terminator. I would like a new Terminator if they did something different. Personally, I think Terminator as a franchise should just be left alone. But if they were to do something new, I think they should do something that's not the stereotypical, it's in the present time, Skynet brings back a Terminator to defeat the new chosen one who becomes a resistance leader in the future. It should be set in the future, show how they're fighting in the future. The closest thing we got was Terminator Salvation,
Salvation.
and
Yep. Yep.
that was that was okay, but it wasn't executed very well. In the Terminator Zero show, there was a little idea at the end of the show where they were I don't know if anybody watched the whole thing,
I did.
but yeah, there was an idea where it was like, I'm like, I want to watch that, where the robot um goes up to the kid and is like, well, who sent you back? And it was like, you did. You made friends with Skynet to fight her. And it was like, I want to see a movie of you actually making friends with Skynet to fight another enemy AI system in the future. I don't care about present day stuff anymore. That's been played out if you're going to do Terminator stuff.
Yeah, I want
like,
to
do
see. I
something
want to see
new.
the futuristic war. I want to see. You know what? From what the author, the person who wrote all this shit, bridge the gap. Let me see what you was talking about as far as connecting the Matrix with the Terminator shit. Let me see what that is. Like, let me see what your idea was of this universe mixed with them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, let me see what that is. Like, I'm excited to see what that was. Like, you keep saying that what's the little boy name that they kept trying to save?
Connor.
Connor. Right? What's his name? Connor, that's his name?
Connor.
Sean Connor.
John Connor.
John Connor. They kept saying that John is Neo. You know what I'm saying? Like
Pretty much.
When he grows up, that's who John becomes. He becomes Neo. Let me see that, because from what I'm seeing the Matrix is his own fucking thing, and the Terminator is his own fucking thing. So now, James Cameron, if I was you, I'll go talk to this lady, try to figure that out, try to bridge both franchises, create something new for the audience, the new gen audience to gravitate to, and make something that, that we be like, as older fans, get the references. Like, you don't have to like, hey, this is Neo, but like little references like, oh shit, that's part of the Matrix. Or that's like got to do with the Matrix. Oh, that's got to do with the Terminator. Oh, that's a Terminator. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
I would want to see a Terminator show, like an actual live action TV show following John Connor, and like all the stuff in like Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 where they've basically mapped out his future. You can see him make those decisions where it's like he meets Kyle Reese during the war. He sends him back into the future to save his mom. And basically they conceive and they have him, and all the stuff that they do, he finds and reprograms the Terminator to send him back in T2. We have these original stories, but then they come across these key points that we've learned about in the movies, but then we learn more that he's actually done. That's what I would want to see.
Benjamin, how do you feel about all this? Do you think they should give up on the old iconic characters and move on to something new?
Yeah, I feel like they should. I feel like honestly, me personally, I feel like they should just leave it alone, like Kennedy said. But I feel like they're gonna keep milking this because the Terminator is a huge IP. So they're gonna keep milking this. And I feel like they should do something fresh, something new, a new type of story. Focus on, like you say, focus on John Connor. How did he become the one to lead this revolution against the machines? What happened? What steps did he take? What alliances did he form while doing this? All that type of stuff. I want to see that. I don't need to see Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't need to see Sarah Connor. I don't need to see none of that. None of that does nothing but bring nostalgia, and nostalgia doesn't work 100% of the time. So, I want to see something new.
That's what's up. Well, heroes, that was our show for today, man. Thank y'all all for tuning in with us, man. It was a hell of a show, man. We had a lot to catch up on, but you can catch us next Monday right here at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And man, we still got a giveaway to give away. So who's still in the chat, man? Let me know if you're still in the chat. I see BK, I see Starfire, I see Dandy. Let me see who's still in the chat, man. Who's in here, man? Put an emoji in here or something. I know it's a little behind, so y'all probably won't hear me saying this for another couple of seconds, but I do appreciate and love y'all for coming through, man. We had a hell of a show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. We got a whole bunch of episodes coming out. Shout out Bingus. All right, we got Bingus. Bingus here, BK, Dandy. Who else? Starfire, Paul.
Oh, there's my buddy Paul.
Paul was here all show. Matter of fact, tell Paul to send his Cash App, man. Tell Paul to send his Cash App. He was here since the beginning. Shout out Paul. We'll give it to Paul today. Thank you so much for tuning in, Paul. Appreciate you. Send your information to Kennedy. I'll send something light towards your way for, coming through. And we'll be back with more Voice of the Heroes, man. Thank y'all all so much for supporting and being here, man. I love y'all. Love yourself. Pass that love and love others. Kennedy and Benjamin, let them know where they can find you at.
You can find me on
find me at I Can See the Future. 7 in the no E at the end of future.
And Benjamin, let them know where they can find us at.
Almost forgot his own name. He almost forgot. But no, you can find me on Facebook, the Black Tested Podcast. And you can find me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Now, I also want to give a big shout out to Bingus for all the magic he does here on the channel. And big shout out to Dandy, one of our #1 supporters. Dandy, man, I might add something for you next time as well, too, man. Thank y'all all for coming through. I love y'all once again. Love yourself. Pass that love on and love others. Until next time, we out of here.